Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. on 9 and Stan Sport, you'll see the Wallaroos campaign begin. That's the start of our coverage, which, of course, Alicia, you will be on. Taking on Samoa, very much expected that Australia wins that game, but they really do have to win it because of the expectation and just starting strong.
Yeah, it's a World Cup and you really want to start strong. They had a match-up in June against each other. Australia A at that time played Samoa and Australia came out on top, but Samoa, very physical side. And that is probably where Australia over the last few encounters has been lacking, and so they'll look to probably meet us up front physically. They've got some really great inclusions of some New Zealand-based players. You know, Rissy Puri-Lane, her sister Kat, is going to be playing for Samoa, making her debut there. So there'll be a few little different injections. They've got JJ Taylor, who is a New South Wales Waratahs player, off a champion, Analysing, Scott Seo's sister from the Brumbies. So they've got some really depth Super Rugby Pacific women's players as well in the Samoa squad. So they're not going to be an easy beat, but we do come in as favourites off the back of that success in June, and purely from the statistics that have been shown throughout the Rugby World Cup and our success there. So it's a big win for us if we get that game off to a really great start. So
Australia v Samoa begins those two nations campaign. The tournament itself kicks off with England taking on USA, who are in the same pool, both those sides, as Australia and Samoa. That's 4 a.m. Saturday morning on Stan Sport. Our second game, as in Australia's second game, Shep, against the USA on August 31st at 4 a.m. That's the big one. This is the one that the Australians would have looked at and said, if we want to get out of our pool, that's the game we must win.
And also, I think it's one of the games that's going to have the most eyeballs on it. You know, US outside centre Mars just come off winning the breakthrough athlete of the year, basically, the ESPY Awards, ESPN's awards. She is well known and going to attract a lot of attention and a huge opportunity for the Wallabies to play. If you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. It's an old cliche, but it's very true. And we've got a tough pool, yes, but something that's really going to put us on the map is competing and beating these big teams like USA and England.
We know, Alicia, that England are the host, but also the raging hot favourites. How much pressure do you think they're under, given that tag?
Well, they're on a current 27-game winning streak. They haven't lost since the Rugby World Cup final, where they lost in the last minute against New Zealand, who were the reigning champions back in 2022. And so the pressure is all on them. They've had some close encounters. They only beat France by 1 point in the Six Nations. And so they're going to have a big encounter in their opening game against the US. Over 40,000 tickets have been sold out for that game as well. And so the fanfare for them is massive.